Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashum, Yahushua, Bashum, Rakach, Wadash, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, the green millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Much respect to you brothers out there to preach this word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. The tabernacle of David is being risen up right before your very eyes. The hopeful elect and the speckled bird. To you I say shalom. Let's get into this lesson. Pretty much the other day, and I will say probably today as well, a lot of judgment has went forth from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. And knowing the fear of the Lord, matter of fact, we'll get that in the scriptures, right? Hey, it keeps us grounded, man. Right? It should also keep your eyes on the prize, right? Because a lot of judgment went down on the 4th of July and, past weekend and a couple days, man, right? Let me get this right here real quick, right? This is Proverbs 9 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the holy is understanding. You see, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And what you see out here, especially in these last days, these people lack the fear of the Lord. So the Lord's going to have to show out. The Lord is going to have to show his power, man. The Lord is going to have to show him that he's not playing, man. Right? And us seeing these judgments, first and foremost, should keep your eyes on the prize, right? It should keep you grounded. It should keep you in the spirit, man. Because I get this one right here. And then we'll get into the examples, right? Sirach 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying, right? Don't be thinking that you have forever, right? The scriptures say don't boast of tomorrow, right? Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. Why? For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord cometh, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And let's look at a couple examples of in that day of security, man. People just chilling, having a good time. I got this picture right here because this is an example of Babylon the Great being in that that mirth spirit, that fat spirit, man. You're not prepared for the times to come, right? You're not weary, right? Now we have this Eve right here. She was gunned down the other day, man. I believe it says she was at a let me see if it says it up here. Because Salaki, I had this more in order. The app that I was using, what was it? Newsbreak. I was literally about to do the lesson, and then I went over to the Newsbreak, and then it just refreshed the page, and it just I ain't have everything in order. But the water y'all about Shemi Shah, I took screenshots anyways. But yeah, but anyways, in this one, right, this Eve, she was put to death, right? Apparently, once again, she was at a 4th of July party, having a good time, and she got, apparently what the people were saying, she really got set up. She got gunned down, man, right? Let's get another one right here. All right, they saying explosive diarrhea outbreak reaches in Kentucky. So a lot of people, I guess, reporting they got diarrhea, which first and foremost, hey, you should be getting your diet in order. But at the same time, hey, our bread is defiled, especially living in this kingdom. This bread, this meat, whatever you eat is defiled, man. So another reason why we should keep our eyes on the prize and fear the Lord, man. Because, hey, we trying to get the heck up out of here. Have to deal with all that bullshit, man. Right? Daycare worker hoisted toddler in the air. Hey, once again, Thawada Yahweh Shemi outside, put the spirit upon me to take these screenshots. Because, like I said, the page refreshed. But anyways, hoisted the toddler in the air and then dropped him on his head, leading to a traumatic brain injury that I guess he ended up, passing away or being, severely injured. But regardless, what the scriptures say, no one perished being innocent. All right. And this is why you got to fear the Lord. You know, Apostle Gabar will go into, and, you know, you got to pray to the Lord to forgive your sins now and in your past life, because you don't know what you did in your past life. Going back to this Eve right here. Hey, it could have been what she was doing in this life and in her past life, and the Lord has sent it up to the spiritual realm, right? You know, so fear the Lord. Hey, this truth has went out. Jake has no excuse, right? Influence. You know, in New Jersey, you know, she was killed in a car crash. You see? You being an influencer, you got this money, this fame, you know, the praise of the people, and just like that, the Lord can take you out. All right, this one we already know, right? Cops say no evidence of crime in Nolan Wells' death. Man, right? And pretty much from what I'm hearing, you know, those Edomites, they already got lawyered up, you know. I saw a video earlier today on this as well. Appeared to be Edomite. He could have been a Jake. But he was like, man, watch out. Watch out from these rich white kids, man. Watch out from these Edomites, man. You know? And it's not just the rich ones. It's all of them. Right? As the brother had put up, hey, Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thy enemy. Let's get some more. Let's see if there's some more on that, right? She ended up passing away. Right, this one the other day, right? Fitness YouTuber Connor Murphy found dead in Thailand lake. And they just put it up like this. Let me see. Because the video, they in another article, it was going into, he was fleeing from the police. All right, Edomite activity. Right? Why was he found in the lake? Well, apparently he was fleeing from the police. Right? And these look Max, and just, you know, if you ask me, that's a Bati boy spirit. You know, even if you're not in that activity, I would say a effeminate spirit, man. You know, look Max. You ask me, that's a effeminate spirit, man. Here it is right here. Going back to the young Eve that got put to death the other day, right? Florida influencer, right? Bree was shot and killed last night while she was out celebrating the 4th, you see? Instead of serving the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, right? Jake wants to be in the house of mirth, doing whatever they want to do, right? So the Lord ain't playing. The Lord is coming, man. A lot of y'all going to get jacked up, right? 2 others also shot, right? Got this 2-year-old right here, right? 2-year-old died after being left in a hot car. That's got to be a you know, pretty bad way to go. For more than 3 hours because babysitter let father with dementia watch child. No one perished of being innocent, man. And this one right here, this is a real kicker, right? Pilot jumps to his death. Got to be an Edomite. That's a prime Edomite spirit. Pilot jumps to his death, leaving student to land the plane. So, hey, what if the student didn't know how to land the plane? What if he didn't know how to fly? Y'all both would have been sent to the spiritual realm, man. You know? So even Edomites that know how to fly planes, they taking themselves out, man. Right? So let's go ahead and get some scriptures and we'll go close out, man. 1 Timothy 5 and verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is what is dead while she liveth, right? You see a lot of these Eves, they're living it. They're living up high on the hog. Matter of fact, what was that athlete, Marcellus Wiley? Apparently he got put into jail, or you know, got locked up, I would say, over the 4th of July weekend. And pretty much what I was seeing with that, he was calling out his wife. He was saying that, hey, she's a cheater, man. You know, she was living it up. She was laying down with her friend, her pregnant, I believe it said her pregnant girlfriend's husband. You know, that's wicked. You know, hey, we got to get the heck up out of here. You know, these women is, hey, you don't want these women, right? You know, for some of you brothers, hey, wait upon Yahweh Shem Shai to give you these women in a right mind and in order, man. Because they going to come. Isaiah 4:1, and they going to come in order, man. Rightfully so. You know, it's a time coming. We will not have to deal with this bullshit, right? Marcellus Wiley, if you ask me, you know, I'm sure he's a man that has money, accolades, right? And still gets cheated on, man. It goes to show you, you know, that Babylonian spirit, you know, has poisoned our women. You know, so they living it up, they laying down with man to man. You know, they got reports of women. You know, if you see a woman going to Dubai, she might have got flued in just to get shitted on, right? Literally to get shitted on, man. Right? Paid a lot of money to get shitted on. That's disgusting work, man. So yeah, we need the kingdom. We need our women in order. Hey, we just need the whole nation in order, but that's coming. Right? First and foremost, it's going to be of the elect. The elect is going to get on this side, turn to the Lord. And then in the kingdom, hey, the rest of you niggas are going to get in order. Right? Y'all going to be nutsack babies. All right? Let's see, we just read that. Psalms 119 and 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgments. You see? Having the fear of the Lord keeps you grounded. Have the fear of the Lord, you know, keeps you on that straight and narrow path, man. Psalms 105 and verse 7. He is Yahweh our power. His judgments are in all the earth, right? Every day somebody's getting judged. Somebody is getting sent to the spirit realm, right? We just read in thy security, man. Take heed. You hear this truth? Don't be all lackadaisical, man, right? Don't be a sluggard. Take heed, man, right? Psalm 76 and verse 8. Thou didst cause judgments to what? To be heard from earth. Heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still, you see? And especially the day of the MOTB, that's coming as well. That is coming, right? And you don't want to be destroyed. Taste that thermonuclear fire or whatever the Lord has in store, man. You don't want to taste that, man. You want to be preserved. Let me see if I got this scripture, right? I don't think I put it in here, right? Yeah, Psalms 37 verse 28, one of my favorites, man. For the Lord loveth judgment. You see, it ain't nothing for the Lord to just pass out judgment for out here, man. And forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off, right? The seed of the wicked is going to be cut off. Esau, Edom, you 2/3, y'all going to be cut off, man. Proverbs 28 and verse 5, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, what? Understand all things, you see? That's why you have Jake out there. Why did this happen? Why? My baby. It's judgment from the Lord. Most of the time because that nigga was wicked, right? Let's get this right here, right? Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 1 in the GNT. A good reputation is better than expensive perfume, and the day you die is better than the day you are born. Why? Right? Why? Because when you pass away, you're in the spiritual realm and you're at peace, right? It is better to go to a home where there is mourning than to one where there is party, right? I mean, Jakes was out there having a good time, out there, having a party. You know, that Eve, Nolan Wells, right? They got put to the spiritual realm, man. Because the living should always remind themselves that death is waiting for us all. You see, if you're not doing the work of the Lord, not making your call and election sure, you're not fearing the Lord, a death is waiting for you, right? But those that are within this truth, the scriptures speak of, And it's going to be some that won't even taste death. You know, so that's something to look forward to. Regardless, endure to the end. Right? Regardless, trust and believe in the Lord and endure to the end. Sorrow is better than laughter. It may sadden your face, but it sharpens your understanding. You see, it sharpens your understanding. You have your head on the swivel. You understand what time it is. You're not in that same type of spirit that everybody else is in, right? Following the the wrong path. Someone who's always thinking about happiness is a fool. A wise person thinks about death. Hey, if I'm pleasing the Lord, hey, I don't want to taste what them nuclear missiles, man. I don't want to be destroyed in Jacob's trouble, man. You see? It is better to have a wise people reprimand you than to have stupid people sing your praises. You see? Just, yes, man. Oh, man, you going in the right path. No, a righteous man is going to rebuke you. It's going to sit you down. Hey, man, you going in the wrong path, man. The scriptures speak of, some say, with fear, right? To pull you up out of the fire. When fools laugh, it's like thorns crackling in a fire, right? It doesn't mean a thing. You may be wise, but if you cheat someone, you're acting like a fool. If you take a pride, you ruin your character. You see, many, speaking as a man, but hey, just through the spirit, you have so-called men that were within this truth. We believe they took the bag, all right? And they end up changing the doctrine. The end of something is better than its beginning. Patience is better than pride, right? Because we waiting for the end of this wicked ass kingdom, man, right? Let's get up here. It was another scripture I wanted to get, and I may just close it out right there, right? Let me see. Do I want to get this one right here? All right. Let me see. Where was it? Slakia. It's Slakia. It was right. It's probably these up here, right? Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 2. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Right? Let's get into the GNT. It is a natural, right? It is natural for the wise to do the right thing and for a fool to do the wrong thing. NLT, a wise person chooses the right road, and a fool takes the wrong one, right? And Tawada Yahweh Bashim Yahshua for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Yahweh Tazah. All right, we continue in this truth, continue in the straight and narrow path, right? Though it may have some bumps and bruises, regardless, trust in the Lord, right? Remember what our forefathers went through. It was not always rainbows and kisses, man. Our forefathers went through hell. And some of us, Jacob's trouble. We're going to have to go through it. And being tested, being tried, I should say, whether you're going to take the MOTB or not. Trust and believe in the Lord that the Lord's going to take care of you, man. Right? Fear the Lord now. Fear the Lord keeps you grounded. Right? Keeps your mind sharp. Keeps your mind, your head on the swivel. You watching what you're doing. You watching what you're saying. You're watching your actions, man. You're not moving like these jakes out here in the world, acting like the Lord don't exist, acting like they ain't gonna get jacked up. Right? A great jacking up is coming, man. All right, so Yahweh Razazah's edifying lesson. Shalom.